Hello, I'm Mike Rouge. Welcome to this new video where we edit your photos. Today, it's the turn of Charles Jones, who sent us a very well-crafted photo of the Milky Way. I ask you to subscribe to the channel, leave a like and a comment. This is very important to us. Let's start by adjusting the colors. We'll cool down the Milky Way. And add a bit of magenta. The sky should be quite neutral in terms of color temperature, but if, as in the case of this photo, some airglow is visible, I try to leave it because it is a natural element of the sky. Now let's increase the vibrance and overall saturation of the photo. By doing this now, the subsequent color correction will be easier to restore the colors of the Milky Way and the sky. Now let's slightly increase the exposure without blowing out the highlights of the core and the stars. We'll lower the highlights. To eliminate some of the light pollution that we can find here at the bottom, increase the shadows, and boost the blacks. This way, we can add a touch of brightness to the image. Now let's go to Optics. Click on Profile, remove the chromatic aberrations, and enable the Profile Correction. This way, Camera Raw will eliminate all the lens defects. This photo was taken with a star tracker using a 20mm lens, ISO 800, and an aperture of 2.8 with an exposure time of 61 seconds. Therefore, the landscape appears streaked because the star tracker compensates for the Earth's rotation. Since we need to add the foreground from a second photo, which we don't have, let's focus on the sky. Click on Open to bring our photo into Photoshop. In this workflow, we will use Astropanel X Pro V3. For the color, we have already worked in Camera Raw, so let's work directly with the Astro tab. Stretch the image by clicking on Under, then click OK. Now, lower the exposure to increase the signal. When I use the hand tool, I always try to place it on a point of the grid. This way, I reduce the exposure starting from the brightest area of the photo. Let's see the result of this operation. As you can see, the signal has increased. Previously, it was very flat with a gray cast. But what does Under do? It opens the image so that when it is closed, it contrasts and boosts the nebulosity signal. Now let's work on the stars. Click on Filter, which reduces the brightness of the smaller stars while keeping the larger ones unchanged. Reduce decreases the size of the stars. I use these two filters to highlight the nebulosity of the Milky Way. I recommend that if you don't like the photo having fewer stars, but still want to reduce them, you can use only the filter or adjust the opacity to achieve the effect to your liking. Let's move on and use Dark Sky, which makes the sky darker. When using functions like this, we use luminosity masks, which are much more precise compared to brushes. For the dark sky, we can use the dark number 4 or 5 masks. Click on Apply. This way, the dark sky effect is applied only to the mask, as we can see. Now let's move to the sharpness section and click on Boost. We only need to use the shadows. Why the shadows? Because Boost maximizes the contrast, and by using the shadows, it contrasts with the highlights. If we used the light, it would blow out the core. So, select a Dark 3 mask and click Apply. Now we have Remove Cast and Saturation, but these are things we already handled in Camera Raw. So at this point, I click on Sum, which creates a new layer. I name it Selective Color Correction. Go to Image, Adjustments, Selective Color, and choose the red color. I adjust the cyan, magenta, and yellow. In this case, by applying it to the reds, I saturate and correct the colors of the core. Then, I move to cyan to adjust the tints in the sky. I do the same adjustments with blue. If we reduce cyan in blue, the photo turns magenta, so we reduce cyan in magenta as well. Finally, we make the last adjustments in green. We continue testing various colors until we achieve the desired result. We are almost done. Let's duplicate the layer and apply Dodge and Burn. Click on Simple and apply a dark 3 on Burn. Then click Apply. Now apply a light 3 on Dodge and click Apply. Take the white brush with 10% opacity and brush over the bright areas of the Milky Way. Then, take the black brush and do the same for the dark areas with Burn. Create a group with the 2 layers, and let's see a quick before and after. This way, we achieve a 3-dimensional effect. Be careful not to overdo it. Now let's go to the Deep Sky panel and select Finalize. Click on Saturation to finalize the saturation. Then Contrast to finalize the contrast. And finally midtones for the midtones. These are the 3 final steps to prepare the photo for the web or print. I would say the photo is finished. I remind you to leave a comment and send your photos to yourphotoap@gmail.com, either in raw format or already edited, so we can give you feedback. You can find the links to purchase Astropanel X Pro V3 in the description. See you next time.